This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Good evening and welcome to Explore NL. I'm your host, Dustin Parsons.
And I'm Gale. Once a month, we're taking you around different locations in Western Newfoundland to meet our valued operators and show you some of the experiences that you may or may not know about.
Yep, and this evening we are going to be showing you the lesser seen north arm of the Bay of Islands.
Yeah, that was an amazing tour. So, fun fact, North Arm is one of the only places on Earth where you can see the Earth's mantle, but it is the only place on Earth where it actually touches the Atlantic Ocean.
That's right.
Or the ocean in general.
Yes, any ocean, anywhere on the planet. And a lot of people are familiar with the tablelands in Grossmore National Park, and what most people don't realize is this same geology extends right here into the Bay of Islands. And the gang at Ever Outdoor and the Saltbox in Benoit's Cove brought us out there and absolutely blew our minds.
And not only that, I mean, we saw the geography. We went to the cabin that they have put there for hikers who want to do the North Arm to Trout River Traverse, but we also spent an hour playing with a pod of dolphins.
Yeah, that was super lucky, and we were talking to Eric and some of the guys at the Saltbox. They said that never happens. So yeah, we feel super fortunate. And by the way, we are here this evening down at the Saltbox Restaurant in Benoit's Cove, which is the base camp for Ever Outdoor Adventures, the gang that brought us out in their brand new Zodiac.
It was an amazing evening. You really need to just check out this footage.
We met up with Rob and the Ever Outdoor team at the marina located in Curling. And from there, we got kitted up, helped load the goods aboard the boat, which included some snacks, some treats, some additional blankets and things, because you never know what you might need when you set out into the bay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Rob, can you talk about the North Arm, where it lays in the bay, and why we went there?
Yeah, North Arm is the farthest point over. There's a bunch of bays, which I think you guys pretty much explored them all this year, which was pretty cool. North Arm is pretty special to us and also to the Geopark Committee. As you guys saw, this is where the Earth's mantle comes down to the ocean. There's not many places in the world where you can see this. So it's one of our favorite spots to get to. Sometimes it's a bit weather challenging, but we were lucky to have a great evening.
Mm-hmm. And what is a geopark?
A geopark is a UNESCO designation for an area with significant geology and also significant culture, and also a group providing an educational experience for children.
Okay.
And adults, of course, as well.
Autumn, what were your expectations before going out on this boat?
Yeah, I was really looking forward to going out with Rob and team. I had been seeing for a year or two that he was offering Zodiac tours. And I was really excited to get to go to Woods Island, which didn't happen, but that's okay. We'll save it for another time. And then I had never seen North Arm, and I had only heard that it was the same geology as the tablelands, but I was really excited to see it for myself, and I've always wanted to know where that hike starts from North Arm to go over to Trout River, so it was really cool to see.
Yeah, that sounds like a great Season 2 adventure, the new hike. Rob, can you comment on that hike?
Yep, so this is a hike that leaves the cabin. You guys were at the cabin, Stowbridges, some people call it. So the cabin over there is designed for hikers as a place when they come from Trout River. We are looking at our overall goal would be to put another cabin somewhere in the middle so that people, in the event that something happened, would have another place to stay, but that's a little farther down the road. But the hike is, I guess, sort of in development. There's a few people that have done it. It's a 2 to 3 day hike from the cabin right down into Trout River.
Describe your boat, your Zodiac. Talk about what it is, what powers it, how many people you can put in, and all that shit.
Yeah, ours is a inflatable rib vessel. We were lucky enough to have Rick Stanley from Ocean Quest help us get set up. We certainly helped us crawl and then walk. Our boat is powered by two 115 Evinrude E-Techs. We found them very good, and thank our friends at Rapid Power for getting us sorted out with that product. Our boat can take 8 to 12 people. We usually find the most comfort around 8 people. You know, it's an open boat, so as you guys know, it can get a bit chilly, but it's a lot of fun. We decided to go with that type of boat because it could get us around the bay much quicker. And the bay is a bit unique the way the wind patterns are. So there might be some times when it's windy, say in Woods Island, but not windy over towards Cox's Cove or North Arm. So we still have the ability to get people out and show what we have to offer.
Perfect.
The Bay of Islands still has so much room for development. There's so many things to do. It's almost completely untapped. So it's really nice to see operators starting businesses here and giving us an opportunity to explore areas that we haven't been able to get to. I think the cabin is amazing. It's nestled in that safe little harbor.
Yeah, this cabin has a really unique layout. I'm not exactly sure why, but it looks like a 2-story building that has somehow 5 floors inside of it.
It was cut in half and glued back together.
I'm not sure the architect behind that cabin, but it is quite interesting as your viewers will see.
Yeah, and it's certainly everything that someone might need out of a base camp on an expedition like they could get on from the beginning of that hiking trail.
Yeah, that's also been key for us, you know, on our tours, people to be able to stretch their legs and of course use the bathroom in a nice bathroom.
The crew at Ever Outdoor and Saltbox were kind enough to provide some treats. We enjoyed some Outport charcuterie, which is cheese and a variety of meats from the grocery store, and some delicious boomstick beer that we had brought out just for this occasion. Rob led us on a hike up a small hill behind the cabin, which provided an amazing view of the setting sun over the Bay of Islands.
The cabin is the starting point for the hike to Trout River. You know, we had the University of Alberta here. Some of your viewers might have saw that we had the University of Alberta here. This is a huge step for the geopark designation. One of the key features of the geopark is, and your application is getting your science validated. So the theory of plate tectonics, you know, the Earth's mantle, geological formations. So we took them out throughout the Bay of Islands and identified what you call these geosites. You know, we're going to get more information, you know, once they get the report back to us and once we figure out, you know, what we have to submit for UNESCO to get this designation for Corner Brook and the Bay of Islands.
Recently, Rob and the Ever Outdoor team hosted geologists who traveled from Alberta to come analyze and study the unique geology of the Bay of Islands.
So there will be Dr. John Waldron from the University of Alberta and his staff, and then also Andy Kerr from the Memorial University in St. John's.
With the sun setting, we got back in the Zodiac and prepared to head home to Corner Brook. But our journey was far from over at this point and was still full of surprises.
We were already having the most amazing day. Had we gotten in the Zodiac and went back to curling, it still would have been one of my favorite adventures this summer. But just as the sun was setting and we were getting those beautiful pastel colors, someone on the boat spotted a fin. And at first what we thought might have been a whale or maybe one porpoise or something like that turned out to be dozens of dolphins. And so as the sun set, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. As the sun was setting, we have dozens of dolphins and they just stuck around for at least a half an hour. As long as we could safely stay in the water playing with the dolphins, we did. There was times where there was 4 or 5 of them coming out of the water at the same time and swimming underneath the boat. I mean, they were clearly there to play with us.
Yeah, as you can see, these dolphins were having a great time, and we were also having a great time. And thankfully, our captain on this day, Mr. Glenn Keeling, knew exactly how to safely navigate around these animals, so we and they could have the maximum fun.
Glenn has been a great captain this summer. He's been able to give us, more product offering at different times, and really knows the Bay of Islands. We're very happy that Glenn has joined our team.
So as you can see, we managed to capture what would become some of our first drone footage of this season. And this meant launching the drone from the moving Zodiac, which was a little bit nerve-wracking. This is Autumn's drone that she has purchased for us to use. It's a lightweight, consumer-grade drone and doesn't do the greatest in the wind, and we were certainly pushing the limits that day. Taking the drone off was the easy part. Landing it back in the boat was a little bit more challenging. Required some careful maneuvering from the captain and some patience from everyone in the boat who had to sort of dance around as we tried to get this thing back aboard. After landing it, we said we were never going to do this again, and then proceeded to almost lose the drone from a boat several more times throughout the season, as you will see.
It was pretty neat to see some dolphins. One odd feature of the Bay of Islands is you don't get a lot of marine life, in what I call in the bay. And Glenn pointed this fin out, and the next thing I think we went from 10 or 15 dolphins, which was pretty cool. That's been the only time we've seen dolphins this year, so you guys have certainly brought us some luck. But the exposure, from even your guys' Facebook page lives or your stories, really had an impact on our business. People were calling and saying, I want to see the thing Autumn was doing. I want to see the thing Dustin was doing. So we really appreciate that. And guys, we really appreciate you thinking about us as a show. And you guys have done an amazing job, and you certainly should pat yourselves on the back for, bringing a spotlight to some, I guess, operators that don't get all the spotlight. And really bringing it together. Great job.
Yeah, awesome, Rob. We appreciate it. We had the best time with you guys. We can't wait to do more adventures with you next summer. And to everyone at home who's enjoyed this episode, you too can have this type of experience with Rob and the gang. It's different than other boat tours you might do. In fact, we've learned this season that all tours come with their own unique features and fun. But with Rob and the gang, you can be sure you're going to have a great time. You're going to get around the bay real fast and be able to see the unique geology of the Bay of Islands from a whole new perspective, being right down on the water in the middle of it. And who knows, you might even see a gang of dolphins, or a whale, or a sunfish, or a tuna. You never know. You're just going to have to get in the boat and take the tour.
Ever Outdoor is also home to Saltbox Restaurant. It's owned by Rob and Steve and Eric. And they do an amazing job of traditional Canadian and Newfoundland food all summer long. They have an amazing patio that extends out almost over the water. It's one of the best views that you can see from a restaurant here in the Bay of Islands. Definitely want to check that out as well if you're headed their way.
And the coolest part is they now have a floating dock behind their restaurant, so boaters in the area can pull on up and enjoy a meal or a cold drink. It was a beautiful ride over this evening, and my first time in this area.
I've been trying to get you for a long time.
I know. And It's been tricky because to come out here in a boat, you've kind of really got to watch the wind, because you can get kind of stuck out here, I guess.
You can, and we always look at the forecast. Now this year's been a bit different. Last year, the weather was a bit calmer, and we worked out here a few more times, considering where we are in the schedule. But you got to go when the weather's good and make the best of it.
So how can you best describe this cove and why you chose to bring us here today?
So this is one of the main components of the K-Bax Aspiring Geopark. This is the connection, the hikers camp. This whole area is called Stony Brook Camp. And it was actually Paul Weisel and Arnie Helgen that really started this movement over here.
Is Paul's with the Appalachian Trail?
Appalachian Trail, yep. They guys bought this cabin and started to fix it up for hikers, but now there's boaters that come in here, some sea-doers come in here, and it's a nice safe haven.
And through Ever Outdoor, you can bring people in here, like you've brought us in this kind of experience today. Is that something you're offering?
Yeah, that's something we're offering. That's one of our It's a longer package. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people sometimes like to stay within the Humber Bay of Islands, and then
Right.
of course we also have the Woods Island tour. This one's for people looking for that little bit of extra adventure. You know, and as you saw earlier, you know, being able to see the Earth's mantle down in the ocean, like there's
Yeah.
not many places in the world that you can see that.
No, so that's kind of what separates this from, you know, the Gross Mourne area as well, right? And there's some similar geology, but what we're seeing here is the Earth's mantle disappearing into the ocean.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool, and you know, we were lucky enough that we had the right day, we had the right sun, so you know, it's certainly really a nice experience down there.
Yeah, it was beautiful. So what are we going to do here now?
So we're going to take you up to the top of the hill. The guy's got a little trail cut.
Yeah.
I'll bring us up to the top where we can look out and see the whole bay.
Yeah.
You know, there's some cool features here. You've got some pillow lava over here.
Yeah.
But the amount of work that the guys have done over here is phenomenal.
Yeah,
You know,
it's impressive.
it's great to see.
Yeah. And I think old Steve's got some snacks there for us as
Yeah.
well, some meat and some charcuterie.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, our other business partner, Eric Bourgeois, couldn't make it tonight. But
Right.
you know, we make the best of it, and let's get out and enjoy the evening.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, man. Well, let's take a walk up this hill.
For sure.
Thanks.
have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
Are you a woman experiencing abuse? Do you know a woman experiencing abuse? Help is available any time of day or night. Sheltersafe.ca is an online map that helps you find a women's shelter or transition house that meets your needs so you can live a life free from violence. Sheltersafe.ca. Help is just a click away.
Sports fans know Sundays are for football. That's why you need NFL Sunday tickets. With NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll get every live game, every Sunday afternoon, all season long. Follow your favorite teams and players live in HD. Order NFL Sunday Ticket and get up to 200 regular season games. Call 1-888-ROGERS-1 today.